Hello, 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 and welcome back to Je Teste Burger.
Je Teste Burger with Jean-Jacques Elisha and James Winfield.
Yeah, we're with Elijah right now.
Howdy,
welcome
guys.
back. I'm glad you are listening to the second episode of Je Teste Burger. I don't know why I keep saying it like that. It's fun.
I like it. Je Teste Burger?
If you don't know Elijah, he does his own podcast called Loosey Goosey with Lie. Check that one out. It's pretty funny all the time.
It's all right.
So what you been up to, buddy? What you got for me?
I'll tell you what, man. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but it was a rough week. A lot of self-reflection.
No, I feel you there. It's been actually a rough week for me too, man.
It's been rough, dude.
It's gonna be a rough podcast.
Other than that, though, like, I think it was tight how we capped the weekend off with the fights, though. I don't know how your week was, bro, but literally,
dude, I know we're
dude.
doing a fight replay on your podcast soon,
Right?
But like literally, all I've been thinking about the past 2 days are the fights.
Yeah, we don't have to dive too deep onto it, but like,
I gotta say two things. Piotr Jan and Jose Aldo broke their personal best for significant strikes by the end of the fourth round.
Jesus,
both of them.
It went 5 though, huh?
It went to 5. It
Yeah.
went 5, and he got fucking hammered. And that's my second thing. That ref should be fucking hanged,
Dude, he said hanged.
bro. Are you kidding me?
It was not cool. Like, no joke, I actually got the feeling that I get in my stomach. Like, have you watched, it's like borderline snuff videos on Facebook where there's like a ran off on the plug twice and it's just someone just shooting their plug, dude. I've seen a video like that across Facebook randomly.
Or you just get like a fucking random video of somebody getting their head cut off. Have you seen that?
I have,
So
and it's
disgusting.
very odd. But I'm saying I got that same gut reaction when I was watching Jose Aldo just get punched defensively in the fucking head, bro.
It was
with
so
a ref right there,
uncomfortable.
literally
And,
deciding
the
not to.
commentators were talking about, oh, the reason he's not stopping the fight is because he was changing position. But bro, he was literally just squirming on the ground for 3 minutes while he just got pounded in the head, dude.
It's funny because even Bisping was like, what did he say? Every couple minutes he would just be like, "Why isn't it over?"
Dude, I listened to the Joe Rogan Fight Companion today, and that's all they.
You listened to it?
Yeah, they
I
were
didn't.
like, "What the fuck, man? Like, stop the fucking fight,
Yeah,
please!"
dude.
And that's exactly what I was saying. We were there. We were just like, "Fuck,
Yeah.
dude, stop!"
Yeah, because there's a point to where it's like
So unnecessary.
you realize you might have a chance, you know, so they try to do that little level change type whatever.
But he
then
wasn't.
after, dude, no joke, I'm not kidding you, probably 2 minutes on the ground like
2
that?
or 3 minutes, bro. It was insanity.
And what Uncle Peter didn't stop hitting once, bro.
No,
So
he did not. Yeah,
that's what I'll touch in on the fights here. But because of those shits, dude, it really like topped my week off hella good because
they were so good. That was such a good card. Every fight on that main card was amazing, except for that Usman Masvidal. That's actually one thing.
Well, okay, go ahead.
All the fights were good, but I feel like all the results sucked.
That's what I was about to say, dude. I was literally gonna say that. I was like, well, we always complain because the last 5 pay-per-views we had were under 2 rounds.
Yeah, quick knockouts.
Exactly.
just
So
boring-ass
what they
fights.
decided to give us, the fight gods, they said, all right, we'll give you long fights, motherfucker. Here's a
Right.
fight card that lasted from 7 till 11 at night.
Yeah.
Usually
that
we're
was
like,
so good. Man.
usually we're just done chilling or whatever.
3
But
title fights. Oh, what
It was a good one, dude.
What a legendary fight card. But
and I wanted to say real quick, just because you said even the Usman one was boring, the main event. Or not boring. You didn't say that. I totally just put that in your mouth.
it was kind of boring, though.
It was.
Let's be honest.
It was.
It was what he had to do, but it was boring to
Yeah,
watch.
and I was listening to some of whatever they do, the after shows type shit. Bro, like hearing what Masvidal said about it, he knows, dude, that the performance he put out there was literally, he just got, what's the word? Not snuffed, but he was,
Out-wrestled, man. He
just kept smothering him.
clinched,
and it was boring, bro, but I said this the night before. I didn't agree with that. I was pissed. I was like, you're not a champion for not fighting for like a champion, right? But obviously that was after a couple of Ronas and White Claws. You know?
Yeah.
And after watching this shit, I was like, dude, honestly, as a champion, how could you not just go dominate the way you know? Like, I was thinking about it.
He
He's
was
a
losing
champion
on the feet.
That's
He
what I'm
was
saying.
losing the striking.
We said the same thing when what's his name came to fight John Jones.
Thiago Santos. Why do
Yes.
I always forget his name?
I
It's
know.
So easy to remember.
I know.
Santos.
Well, there's like 15 other Thiagos and 2 other Santoses.
Yeah, you got me there.
You know, but what I was gonna say was, yeah, even on that fight, everybody was like, "Oh, the challenger didn't come beat the champion straight up." So on this, it's like, hey, Masvidal is cool and all, and like hella respect, right? everybody knows how great he is and how much of a baller he is.
And what a class act, too.
Yes.
That post-fight press conference, what a class act. Didn't mention the foot stomps once. If it was me, bro, I'd be like, this little fucking pussy was stamping on my feet for fucking 25 minutes.
Dude, I was dying for him to bring that up. Dying.
I was, too. I was waiting for him to say something. And he was such a class act. Man.
Wait till jiu-jitsu starts again.
He out-clinched me. He out-wrestled me. He pinned me to the fence, and I didn't have a defense for it, but now I do. Yeah. He said, I got the square root now, so.
Yeah, yo, hey, like you said, what the fuck does that mean?
He's got the square root, man.
So to wrap that up, I'll just say, I took my stance back on he wasn't fighting like a champion. Honestly, he just didn't have the wrestling game that the champion did yet.
He fought like a winner.
Yeah,
I was did. You know.
Well, they both did, dude. I was just speaking out my asshole when I was like, you know. So I was thinking about that because, dude, who am I?
Yeah.
I'm sitting here on the couch.
If you're a belt holder and you're going up against Masvidal in the first round, you start taking heavy shots like that. Like,
you're taking. Yeah.
He was taking clips, and
you're doing.
Masvidal was just getting through him, man. And so, you know, Trevor Whitman is his coach. He probably told him some good advice.
Yeah, I heard you bring him up a lot. I don't really know much about. I just know his name a lot.
Trevor Whitman, and how do you not know about Trevor Whitman? Did you not
just because he's a coach, you know, and like I've heard him speak a few times, right? With like.
He was on Joe Rogan.
I've heard Eddie Bravo talk about him and shit. He was on with Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
So that's who the coach was with him then.
Yeah. Well, he's an amazing. He coached like 3 of those fighters on that card.
I just can't put like anything in my head to link the guy's story with anything I've known in my past. Does that make sense?
He's just a really good coach, man. He really gets inside the fighter's head, and he knows how to make him, you know, fucking. Yeah. He knows what to do. He's really smart.
Well, I'll tell you what. He don't know shit because he didn't get me a fight. I called him up like 2 weeks ago. I said, "Yo, call up Mally. I'm trying to whip up Sean's ass." Imagine, bro.
Streamer battle, bro.
Streamer battle? Yeah, I wouldn't fight him in the octagon. I'd fight him on UFC 2. Not 4, 2, because I know the cheats on that one.
UFC 4 is canceled. They didn't get Joe Rogan to commentate.
I don't blame him, though. Want to know why? You know how hard it is to be I'm sure you know.
Well, but it wasn't like he rejected it or nothing. Dana White, like, talked to him about it, like, once, and then, like, never followed up. So, like, he just never did it.
That's weird. Maybe what's happening.
The best UFC fights are commentated by Joe Rogan, you know?
Yeah, and not to sound like a Joe Rogan nut swinger, but literally as a fight fan, they are better when he's commentating. Because no matter what, if you're just a 20 to 35-year-old male, if you put Joe Rogan in your sentence, you're a dick swinger.
I know, right?
It's like, dude, my girlfriend will call me that as jokes, you know? Like, she'll bring that up a lot as a joke or whatever. She's not serious with it. But I know that a lot of people have that serious thought. So having her give me that perspective sometimes is kind of frustrating because I'm like, hey, there's a lot of people that just, you know, listen to the dude because he's a podcast guy, right? Not a lot of people actually hold him to the high level of knowledge that the media portrays we do. But because a lot of the people majority of the fans that do listen to him truly know that he's just a comedian fight commentator, right?
If you listen to him regularly, you know, it's just a regular ass thing, man.
He's just a dude.
You know not to fucking take everything he says as gospel. Of course. But then you look at the Instagram comments and the Twitter comments and all that, and those people take everything he says as gospel or fucking, you know, they're just idiots. Well, that's what people see.
That leads to the point that I've heard literally on his show as well.
I've looked at him too, and I'm just
all of internet is what 1% of the world population.
Yeah.
So 1% of the world is on Twitter. So the 99% of actual thought and actual, you know, reason and shit isn't even being represented. So I feel that that's like a statistic that just kind of gets tossed out the window because everybody will be like, look, this is what everybody thinks, but not really actually, because statistics show it's actually just 1% of what everyone thinks.
Yeah, I hate it, man. Like I wonder if one day we'll ever like be rid of social media.
Never. I don't think it's ever going away ever. If anything, I think it'll just like.
You don't think there could be a renaissance of like, oh, people want to actually hang out now, and people?
I think
because it's toxic, man. It really is toxic.
Regardless of what side you're on.
Twitter and I'm mad. Dude, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. Well, I think that speaks a little to what you're looking at on Twitter, buddy. Because
I just see morons all the time. Morons, like left and right, bro. Just.
I'll be honest though. Whoever's listening can just go to who you follow and you just call them all morons. And I'm one of your followers. You fuck.
Well, I mean, yeah. I guess you're right.
It literally. That's the good thing about social media is it's 100% based off of the people you choose at first, and then it expands to algorithmic shit.
Yeah, you do get promoted tweets and fucking and with Twitter you get liked tweets. Like people are not trying to spread that; they just liked it. But now you're seeing it, and it's like, well, I don't want to unfollow these people who are my friends, but just because they have some dumb opinions, and I also don't want to mute them because they're my friends, and you know I might miss something going on in their life, but I don't want to hear their dumbass opinions all the time.
Yeah, and like you're saying,
like the show.
I was about to say, like you're saying, these dumbass opinions. I've had 3 so far. You know, so it's like. The thing is within the social medias, the dumb opinions can't ever be backtracked or either supported, even if they have some truth, or retracted.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Characters you can't.
And also the fact that a screenshot that's written in stone now. No matter what you do,
it's so easy
whether
to
it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Exactly. So as far as you're saying is like, will it go away? I think we've gotten to the point to where it's such a necessity in actually doing good. We've seen it do good, so I think that the bad. Same with like the cops and shit. People are so ingrained in like the good things that have been done that nobody pays attention to the bad. You know?
Actually make a good point, because if there was no social media, then the news and everything would be controlled by what it is now, which is corporate media. So you know you wouldn't really probably see any of this fucking police violence.
Oh, you wouldn't see any of the police violence because it's. Do you see it? When like talk to your mom and dad.
It's not on MSNBC. It's not on any of.
They stopped seeing it after the news stopped.
They did it for like 2 or 3 days, bro.
Exactly. So there's definitely huge give and takes with the social media world. But as far as it going away, like I said, because of this shit we have now with it, as far as like the clarity too.
I think you're probably right about that, but I think there just needs to be some sort of. I don't know what it is, but it
I know what it is.
What?
What's that one guy? Net neutrality. That's what we need. What was that guy's name? Everybody hated his ass for so long.
Amir Pazash or something.
Something like that, huh? I remember everybody clowned the fuck how he looked, and they said he looked like that Monsters Inc. character got his lips sucked off.
yeah. That was fucking hilarious.
That's hilarious, dude. No, I don't even know much about neutrality, but it was just a joke. But I think you did.
I used to.
That seems like
some
shit.
Really into it. That's like why I got into all of the like. What is that
political
website?
sphere?
Like change.org and all that shit.
Oh, I see.
That's when I started getting into signing those fucking petitions.
Yeah,
and
positions. Football positions.
Yeah, I signed all those positions.
Who'd you sign? Cam Newton, football player?
I actually signed with the Redskins. I'm actually going to talk about them later. They finally changed their name.
Yeah, bro. It's been how many years?
And right? Like, what
I have a pretty fair question that we don't have to jump into that yet if you wanted to talk about something else, but I have a question about that.
Ask me your question.
This is a question that goes with everybody, and I won't know just because simply I'm white, you know? Do the native people actually get as mad as the loud white people do? You know what I'm saying? When
I'm sure, dude. I'm sure that Redskins is a very offensive term.
Well, because I've heard the argument from I don't even know what side says it, but I've heard the argument that the people that are actually being affected by it aren't even saying anything. It's just all the white people, right? It's just all the progressive white people, right? I've heard that argument. Do you think that actually has any truth, or do you think it's actually like, the people are like, Redskins, this is fucked up. Like, you can't just have Redskins, right?
Well,
like,
first of all, yeah. I mean, everybody in the world should recognize that that's an offensive term. And I do think that it offends those people. I don't know what to call them, because apparently Native American isn't right either, and somehow it's like
indigenous,
Indian American or something.
Would it be indigenous?
It's something I don't know what it is. Indigenous is probably the safest term. The indigenous people.
Indigenous,
I'm sure it offends them, but they're not a very vocal population. Like, when do you ever hear from them?
Here's the thing: are they not vocal simply because we destroyed their fucking landmass?
Absolutely.
Like, holy hell!
Literally.
And the thing that sucks is if we had a say in it, we probably wouldn't have done this. You know, it was that asshole guy, right?
Which one?
Whatever of that time period. The asshole guys, right? Could have been all of them. I don't know. I mean,
it was culture. It was
It was that time period of when you're trying to expand the world. So I get whatever was done. But the thing is like, it just sucks because the actions that were made by ancestors that I have no idea are even my ancestors are 100% still sometimes synonymous with my own ideas to other people. They think simply because. Oh, your ancestor came and took over this whole continent.
So you think people think that you...
No, not me. I just mean it sucks for all, not for white people. I don't know what to call it. Is it races or nationalities? I've never known that word.
Nationalities, I think is...
Sure. Oh, how about this? For every group of people, right, there's ancestors that have happened in, like, times when the world was becoming, that I feel like shit was done. That is tied.
And they formed shit.
Yeah, and now it's tied to the population of the 2020 people simply because those are your ancestors based off of genes and shit, right?
Yeah.
And it gets tied to the people now, and sometimes I feel like that's true. And I just think that sucks sometimes because that doesn't reflect my values. It doesn't reflect, the Germans' values for World War II. Those other values, you know what I'm saying? So it just sucks because my question is like, if Germany was able to move to a time to where people are like, that's not you, that was them, can other groups get there? Because right now,
I think we are there, man.
I don't think so, though. I think there's a lot of divide still, don't you?
Well, 100%. But have you ever read about like the Indian Americans? Have you ever read anything on them?
Not super deep,
like,
no.
I'm not talking about like school or anything. Just
after the fact, huh?
Yeah.
Like the real shit.
I read that book that Joe Rogan is always promoting, Empire of the Summer Moon. By
I really wanted to, but I never do. I never read the books.
Highly recommend it. Get the audiobook. It is so fucking good. And my point is, they were savage people. Like, there's
Who's they? I don't know any context.
Everybody, the Indian Americans and the whites that came to settle, they were all savages, and they all did savage things.
Right.
Fucking burned babies, scalped people. It was gang rape, all of this shit.
They're really burning babies, dude?
Yes. Jesus. They did terrible shit. Like, everybody did terrible shit. And that just kind of formed, like, the way that things played out. So, in the way that it happened, the white man got the upper hand and forced the people onto the reservations, and that's just the way it is. And I think, maybe with more time and more activism and more shit like that, maybe there can be some sort of revitalizing. But you'll never get to where they were, where this was their whole fucking land,
right,
and they could travel and do all this shit. But then again, that's also changing times. I mean, I can't go out and settle in a new place now.
Exactly.
Everything's owned.
I think that's another thing too that like plays into what people's ancestors did, right? Like, you can't just be like, that's my plot of land now. And back then you could, but if they wouldn't even have done that, like, imagine what the world would have been like now, right? Sometimes people be like, oh, the whole no border thing, right? Why are there even borders on a plot of the world that isn't even yours, right? This is a planet we ended up on. However you think we ended up here, right? So the border thing is just like a man-made construction of like, you stay on your side, I'll stay on my side. Imagine if that wasn't a thing, what do you think life would be like?
Without borders?
As for, like in 2020 now, if there were no like, legit borders, there was still like, that's Mexico, but it's not a fucking border. That's Canada, but there's not a border, right?
You're talking about
you're talking about
a global nation, really, which is what we have to eventually come to if we're going to go to space travel and meet any alien civilizations.
That's true.
We can't have Russia talking to these aliens and the United States saying different things. Like, if that's where we get to, that's bad.
That is weird, huh?
So, but then again, like, borders came out of primitive civilization because you had, if these people kept moving forward, they would take your resources. And back then there wasn't a whole lot of diplomacy. So if they're taking your resources, that means war. So now you got to establish, this is my part. If you cross this part, we're going to have some problems. I mean, that's just the way.
And that's true. Like, you're right. That is just the way it is. And honestly, all the shit that I'm saying is just train of thought. Like, I just ended up here, I've never thought about this shit prior.
I have definitely thought about it.
I really haven't thought about it
ever
deeply.
Get to a place where there were no borders and there were no countries and everybody was just in Earth-ian,
Yeah, I think, like you're saying, think about it. I wouldn't say I've thought about it to where I've put actual, thought into it to where maybe I can try and change how I view things. No, I think I've just maybe, talked about it in conversation more than a couple of times, right? Mm-hmm. So, I don't know how I ended up here talking to you about it, about like borders and shit. But I think like the whole question is like you're saying, the whole Earthian, right? Where are you from? Earth, motherfucker, right? We're from Earth.
It'll never happen.
No, dude. Like you're saying, it won't. And even if the aliens come, like I've never thought about that. If the aliens come right now, there's gonna be like 15 different countries saying, "Don't talk to that country." They're tripping about this, and aliens are like, "Yo, hold up. What the fuck are you guys talking about? I don't even have a dick, dude."
We don't even know. Aliens could have their own fucking system.
Aliens could have
the
three
Russian
dicks.
Aliens and the American aliens coming over to us, telling us different things. Like, we don't even fucking know.
there could have borders in space, and they're like, all right, you guys go talk to the Russian aliens. You go talk to the Serbian aliens. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure those are the same thing.
Russia and Serbia?
Oh, you got me there.
I don't know.
It's just mixed them together.
Hey, you could have been right.
Russians
you literally
and
could have
Serbs.
just been like, yeah, it's the same. And I would have been like, shit, my bad.
But no, the reason we'll never get there is because in order
weird.
for everybody to be part of one globe, one civilization, that would mean one country would either have to they would have to do one of two things. They'd have to conquer the rest of the world and own it, and then it would be one thing, or they would have to buy everybody out and essentially take ownership and say, well, now I own everything.
The planet.
Anybody can go anywhere. Which
it
is
would
pretty improbable.
You're saying there's no way, based off what you said, you're saying you don't envision that there could be a way of everybody agrees to it. It would have to be somebody takes it over or somebody buys it over simply because the world is just so individualistic country-wise.
I sincerely doubt that everyone could just agree to forgo their nationality in favor of a global
and religion.
And religion, culture,
belief,
all that shit.
Speaking of religion, dude, this guy, I just wrote this down when I was taking a shit in there. This guy, Dr. Witness on Twitter or Twitch, have you heard of him?
Mm-mm.
Apparently he was on Twitch, right, with his homies in a squad on Fortnite, and he was just talking a lot about Christianity and stuff. And it's to a lot of impressionable kids, you know? So when you're in a platform like that, you should just refrain from, you know, persuading people on shit like that, right? This is how I feel. If you're in, people are looking up to you, especially impressionable people like young kids, you should probably try your best not to persuade them, you know, I feel, to any other belief other than what they've come to figure out themselves, right? That's why every time I have a conversation or anything, I always just say, hey, honestly, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, you know? Because I don't want anybody...
You're also a bullshit artist, but...
Yes, I am, dude. Exactly. But, like, I saw this guy, right? So whatever he was doing, it was not received well. He was talking about it too heavily, the religion aspect of it, I guess. Mm-hmm. So Twitch, like, banned him for 7 days or whatever, which in itself is weird because it's still... I don't think illegal.
Are you not allowed to talk about religion on
I think you
Twitch?
are. That's the thing. That's why it's hairy. I don't know the, you know, terms and conditions.
That's the interesting thing, because when you say that, like, you should do your best not to be impressionable on young kids, when whatever you're doing is going to impress upon them.
You're right. As you said it, I realized that wasn't a correct statement because it's not possible.
Whether he talks about religion or he doesn't talk about religion, it doesn't matter. And the way I see it, it's his creation, it's his stream, it's his
fans,
he's doing his thing, and
that
so
is
if
true.
People want to hear that and be there and listen to that, they are, and if they don't, then don't listen to it.
You're right. Actually, I should change how I feel about that, because from an outside perspective, literally just hearing about the story, at first I'm like, well, dude, you have a lot of kids, right? What if those kids start to believe in whatever you're believing in, and then their parents don't fuck with that, and then their life now at home is just so divided simply because they're 9, 10, right? And they saw a streamer guy talking about it, you know?
But that shit happens all the time.
It does, you're right. And so why would I be like, oh, watch what you're saying? That doesn't make sense.
That'll happen to a 9-year-old that runs into another 9-year-old.
That can happen to a 49-year-old.
Exactly.
So what was I talking about? I don't know. The reason it's so interesting to me is because that's still within, like, what, constitutional rights? Freedom of religion.
Freedom of speech and religion.
So does it change because it's on Twitch?
It is on their private...
That's
thing.
what I.
So ultimately, they have control about it. But I'd be curious to know if it's in their terms of service what you can talk about and what exactly he said, because you just said religion. So
exactly.
It depends on
just
what
about
he's
Christianity,
saying,
I guess. I mean, that's all he was saying. But he went on. He's going on this all rant right now, basically saying that Twitch is trying to cancel Christianity. So I think it's interesting because. He started from this place of love. Now he's switching to hate as if they're all coming down on him. When I feel like if you are coming from a place of love, you should be like, I understand why you don't want this, but I'm just speaking of, I don't know. I just feel like it's, what's the word? Contradictory from somebody who is trying to preach something.
Well, okay.
Regardless if he meant to or not, he's preaching a religion, and then to switch it into hate simply because they didn't fuck with his religion. Because you should still love your neighbor. That's how I was raised in a religious family. If they don't agree with your religion, if you don't agree with theirs, a lot of people are going to hate them. But for me and where I came from, it's like, okay, you don't fuck with it, but I still am supposed to fuck with you. So, you know what? You don't agree with it, it's fine. I don't agree with yours. You see what I'm saying? So now
very few religious people have that mindset and mentality.
You're right. I guess it's because I wouldn't say I'm like a
devout.
Well, no, I'm for sure religious. I'm just not, and I believe in everything I believe in, but I'm just not like your standard, this is where they take path. Because for me, I don't believe, like, for me, I'll tell you right here, I believe that I've talked to my mom about this too. I believe that there was, like, for my religious belief, there isn't just like a God way or a science way. I think in my eyes, God assisted the science way to make things happen, right? As in, there is evolution, but in my head, shit's just being assisted, right? That's how I feel. And that's, obviously it goes deeper too, but a lot of people are like, you can't have evolution and God. You can't have science and religion. But if you are truly a religious believer, then everything is because of God. So if there is science fact that there is an evolution, or whatever, right? If there's good enough theory that people fucking think it's true, right? Whatever that is called.
Right.
How can you still say that that's not true with the help of, right? Like, how can you not adjust yourself, right? Because it's not the 1400s to where you don't know why water's wet or something. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, God did it. It's 2020.
You think people in 1400 would go, what the fuck is this water shit, bro? Why is it wet?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it should be dry for them, you know? But I don't know.
I consider myself agnostic. Like,
I don't know what that means.
Agnostic means you don't, there could be something, but you don't know, which is the way I go about it, because there's no proof. There's nothing to really show me. There's just books, stories, and shit like that, which is, it's interesting if you take a religious history class, a lot of the stories of different religions line up, like the flood and all that shit. So it makes you kind of think, okay, some of these stories, they have a truthful element to them.
Right.
So what else could be truthful? But there is no proof, right?
Exactly.
So I believe that there probably is something in that is,
it's hard to explain.
How did the fucking universe start, dude? Nobody knows.
No.
A big bang?
I don't believe that. I just exactly a big bang.
They were like, bang. Hey, we gotta tell these motherfuckers something. What happened, bro? A big bang.
Like, it's such exactly. They put the most tiny amount of thought to
I'm
the
not
name
saying
of
I
it.
don't believe in the Big Bang.
No, of course, but
what
it's funny.
started the Big Bang? That's what you have to.
Exactly, and if our buddy Luis, right? He's straight up got his a master's in, well, what has he got it in, like?
Physics or some fucking bullshit.
It's you know what, I'm not gonna sit here and pander on it. It's something to do with the science of plants and biology and microorganisms and shit. So he knows all about the organisms and cells and shit like that, right? I'm sure he would have a pretty logical answer up to how the Big Bang started or whatever the fuck, right? Just science wise. But my point is, like you said, again, that's not provable either. Same as the Bible or anything, right? There's just elements of truth to it.
Well, they prove the Big Bang through the way that molecules interact today.
That's how they prove it?
So I'm literally no scientist.
Oh, I was taking everything you said as if
this
you
is
just got
what
off
I have understood about it. But they know that the Big Bang, like, it happened. Like, everything condensed and then exploded, and it was very rapid, and then then everything, what's the word?
Exponentially grew, maybe?
No, it fucking, all the molecules, they split up, and then they fucking came together to make fucking rocks and fucking debris and shit.
Meiosis.
I don't think so.
Just made that up. I don't know what meiosis is.
But, so they know they're probably pretty sure that happened, but then again, it's true that they don't know how that started.
Right.
So they can't find the real beginning, which is why I think that there's probably something. And then you look at all the coincidences in the world, on all the crazy shit.
As far as like pushing towards what direction? Science coincidences or religion coincidences? For any religion.
Any coincidences.
Just any coincidence?
Like, I can't think of any right now, right off the top of my head.
I can tell you one. My grandfather was struck by lightning. He was run over by his mom. He had literally 6 weeks to live because of the diseases he had back in the 1950s and 60s. Mm-hmm. And then he's just alive now, and he's devoted his whole life. This is just a story that I have within my family for coincidence. That's why I'm telling you it. Because it sounded like I went totally sideways for some reason, getting struck by electricity.
I'm not seeing the coincidence, though.
The coincidence. Oh, you're right. It's not a coincidence at all. I just thought it was. It's not a coincidence that those things happened, and then now is a pastor. That's what my train of thought was, is that all this shit happened, he's done some exorcisms, and now he's a pastor.
Yeah, I can't think of any, but there'll be dumb. Like weird shit where you're like, what the fuck? Like, those, what?
Yeah.
And it's weird.
How about like whenever me and you think of the same shit as far as
That's
not even
weird. I think weird
a coincidence. There you go.
I don't. That is actually really weird. Like, we have the fucking same exact thoughts sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's fucking creepy.
Yeah, and why is that? Like, what's linked up? What's linked up in the world here?
I have no idea, man. Like,
because
we grew up on the same street
right.
for a while. We went through mostly the same experiences, so maybe that is something to do with it.
No, I mean,
but then
brother is my own brother. Talk about the same experiences, right? Sometimes we have that link, sometimes we don't, Sometimes we do too, but I'm saying is you weren't with me side by side. Andres, sometimes not as frequent as me and you, which is the weirdest part, because what I'm saying is I hung out with him more when we were younger.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I don't fucking know what it is, but I do know that me and you used to fight. So maybe you clocked me in my jaw, I clocked you in your jaw, and our brain waves accidentally said and got stuck together. They got fucking stuck. That's what happened.
Oh, you might be right about that, dude. That's a good theory.
If you don't mind, though, I want to see what your actual thoughts are to like my religious views, because I don't ever bring them up to anybody, because I'm still.
I didn't know you were religious, to be honest.
That's what I that's not what I like. I like to tell anybody who asks. That's what it is, because I'm so open-minded to know whatever anybody wants to hear. I want to know why they think that way, you know?
So you believe in God and hell and the devil and heaven and all that shit?
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I have no fucking idea, but I believe in it.
Do you go to church or anything?
I used to go to church a lot every Sunday with my mom, and not every Sunday, but like pretty often. I would go with my family and stuff. And I do have my own Bible. I don't read it. I used to go to like Bible camps and stuff, and I would read it. But I've come to like just kind of do my own thing with my own with my own relationship with my God. You feel me? So if people ask, of course I tell them. I don't like lie or nothing. But the reason I refrain from just, spouting it, sure, you can say that, is because a lot of times it kind of makes me put into a box of ideas, right? And as I said from the beginning, I don't even believe in the standard religious idea, because a lot of people who are religious don't believe evolution can happen or whatever, right? Yeah. And that's just simply false because of the animals that are in the Stone Age now.
That's literally proven.
Exactly. So how can you still say that what, it's just not true? It's stupid, right? So to me, it's like, I believe in God, and I also believe in science, because that's stupid to not believe in fucking science, bro. Like, it's provable, Mm-hmm. So I use my faith because, like, if that's happening, science, right? The Big Bang didn't just occur in my head, right? So science and everything had to start somewhere, Mm-hmm. So I just feel like there was some assistance in starting it. What do you think?
That's literally on the same path, bro. Like, but I don't believe I don't believe in, like, heaven and hell. I mean, who knows what happens after you die? Does it all go darker? Is there something else?
I read this book called 23 Minutes in Hell, mm-hmm. and it's not like one of those books that's promoting the religion or anything. It's more of like, this guy literally wrote a story of how he lived 23 minutes in hell. And like his wife told...
What do you mean? Wife, like, was he...
He was literally... I haven't read the story in like probably 8 years, but it's a good book, like 125 pages, maybe 200 pages or something. Anyways, the story goes something like he was, at home on the couch or whatever. He was a religious man. Something was going on in his life, right? To where somehow maybe he went to sleep or something happened to where he had a transfer of consciousness, and totally, I obviously can't say it's 100% real, but totally from his perspective, this guy lived 23 minutes in hell, and he saw angels that were, fallen from heaven, that were in hell, that were over 70 feet tall, with like exactly how the angels are described in the Bible, which are, even the good angels, humans are terrified of. That's a thing in the Bible, that you're supposed to be terrified of the angels, I believe, because it's just an angel, type shit. So this guy saw ones that have fallen from heaven into hell, and they were torturing people, and he spent 23 minutes essentially in, hell, and then somehow came back and was just like on the floor, cold sweats, dripping in sweat, right? And his wife was like, I've been trying to wake you up for half an hour type shit, The point is that I think that hell and heaven, right, are real things, and that.
I mean, they could be like separate dimensions.
And I don't even know if it's like a real as in this. I knock on the desk and it's a real thing, but I think as real as in DMT. That's within your brain. That's something that's coming out of your brain, right? That mm-hmm. humans, animals make that. So, if I'm trying to link this thought together, because I haven't like really put this together before. So I'm trying to link it, so it's taking a sec. So like the DMT, right, the trip of it, that's something that occurs naturally, right? So what if hell and heaven are something that occur naturally in your brain right when you die, yet you're held there, it feels like forever, but actually you're dead. You get what I'm saying? Like, what if that's what the heaven and hell are, is just something your brain had spit out in the last second, and so this guy is 23 minutes in hell, for some reason his brain spit it out, and he wasn't actually dying. So what if hell and heaven are something that your brain constructs, and that's what it is, rather than a floating city in the sky and something in the core of the earth?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, but I mean, that's a good thought, but like, Yeah, I mean, you don't know though. You really don't know. But you made me think of two things. When talking about coincidences and DMT, a lot of people who take DMT see the same thing. I think it's like 3 aliens doing something like that.
Are those entities?
Yeah, a lot of people see the same.
They see the jesters as well
when they take the DMT. I don't know about the jesters. I think that was just Joe Rogan.
No, I've watched. Do you know of anybody who's listening to this should for sure check this YouTube out if you are at all not even interested in doing psychedelics, but just interested in what happens to your body when it happens. Have you ever heard of the YouTube account Psyched Substance? Mm-mm. Dude, you gotta check them out. Like this guy literally will break down scientifically what's happening with the molecules of any drug. You know, methamphetamine, speed, Xanax, all these things. He does it for, you know, educational purposes. So go ahead. I just wanted to say that guy explains a lot as well of what happens.
So that he might be able to explain why people see the same thing. But like maybe. When I saw that, I was like, well, that's really weird that everybody is seeing something very similar. And then when I stopped being, because I used to be like completely atheist, completely against religion. All you motherfuckers are just idiots.
I want to know why after.
But the reason I stopped that train of thought was because I heard all the stories. Have you heard all the stories about out of body experiences when people are on
deathbeds or surgeries,
operating table surgeries?
Yeah, my 8th grade English teacher had one. She told us that. Miss Marshall.
Miss Marshall, yes.
Yeah.
And she told us that she left her own body. She was looking at them do the surgery. She knew what song was playing. She watched them do everything.
Wasn't it a Beatles song?
I think it was, yeah.
Dude, I remember this story.
And then she woke up and told them what was going on, and they said there's no possible way that you could know that you were under so much anesthesia.
That's so not true. That's not possible.
So there's got to be some supernatural force. And supernatural sounds fucking dumb as shit, but that's what it is. It's not natural. It's something above what we understand. So
right.
Yeah, that's why. But the reason I was atheist was because I was surrounded by people who took religion way too seriously, and I just saw the idiocy in it, and it really turned me against it. So like
they were just like quote unquote, this is probably hurtful to some people who are religious, but I've heard it called to them, they're referred to as like Bible thumpers. You heard of that one? It's a pretty mean thing to say to anybody who's religious, but it just essentially means you're a Bible thumper, you know? All they know is the Bible, right? I've heard people who in the church call other church goers that. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, there was that. There's that.
You guys are all here learning God, how to learn how to be nice to each other, and you're clowning the guy on the other pew? What the fuck?
That was the other part of it, too, was because there's so much hate around religion as well, around established Catholicism.
There's a certain religion that you just mentioned that literally has sex with children.
There you go, man.
Oh, so, what? You know, I don't remember reading that in Theosians 2:1-2.
Philippians.
In Filbert 303s.
Filbert.
I was going to write this down, but there's no need to because I'm about to tell you right now. Did you ever hear that study about, you know what, it could have been fake because I think I remember seeing it on iFunny actually back in the old days, middle school. But it was a study that this guy was testing people what happens when they die if they had any weight transference or any weight loss or anything. And he studied like 9 or 10 people, and all of them lost 20 grams or something, or 2 grams or some shit, right?
Yeah, like your soul.
It could be the soul leaving or something. What do you think about that?
I think I would have to look that up to see if it's actually.
No, pretend it's true. Like, what would you think if that was a true fact? I want to know what you would think. Pretend
if it was a true fact that every time a person died,
they lost 20 grams, and no one knows why, or whatever it is, 2 grams. We'll say 2 grams. Probably the weight of a soul.
Well, I wouldn't automatically think it was a soul because it could also be people defecate when they die.
But 10 people though? Because he did a study of, let's say 10 people, right?
Mm-hmm. What if they all defecated when they died?
He does, and he didn't realize that was the 2 grams. He was like,
They were all shitting in their pants, and he was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, he keeps thinking he shit in his pants. He keeps thinking he farted. He goes, hey, salad, bro. Jesus. That's so dumb, bro. He writes a master's paper, totally forgot to check their pants, bro. 2 grams of fucking defecate just sitting there. That's fucking dumb. But, I mean, the whole thing about if there's a soul, right? Okay, what is a soul? Because sometimes people confuse the soul with just your consciousness, which is honestly just how you were raised, the right from wrong, you know? Or whatever goes on in your brain, right? You know, like, that could be the soul. Who knows?
Nobody really knows, though. You don't have a tangible substance to do it. And this whole podcast, we've been very intangible.
Oh, yeah, there's no hard truth about nothing, actually. We should probably talk about something that has a hard truth, huh?
Let's talk about college, bro. Let's talk about how colleges are still forcing kids to pay that much in tuition when 90% of their classes are going to be online. Yeah. Let's talk about how they're still charging facility fees and counseling services when those aren't even available anymore.
You must still be getting charged, huh?
No, I done dropped out, but I still pay
playing.
attention to the shit that goes on, and it's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that was a big reason of what convinced me to drop out, because I just realized like the bullshit fucking scam artist.
Exactly.
Like, it fucking is. It's honestly, if we're talking about college, is like the new religion, man. Everybody totes it as you need to go do it. And if you don't do it, you're not going to have a good career. So you're going to, essentially you're going to go to hell.
Is that what your parents had thought? Because I'm wondering if you're thinking that this thought is like something that you've heard, or if it's something that is a common thought.
I developed this in my. I don't think I've heard this anywhere. I think I came up with it on my own. But
I did as well, though.
My parents.
I feel you.
My parents. I don't know what they think about college. I know they think it's a good idea, but they my whole life it was just forced down my throat because
it was the whole end all be all type. You get to college and your life will actually start type shit.
Yeah. But I think it's just different now, man. College used to be so much cheaper. So you could go to college and fucking support yourself at the same time. I don't think that's possible anymore.
No.
I don't know how your girlfriend Allie did it.
I'll tell you how, because she set herself up from middle school, literally getting straight A's since then.
And she got scholarships.
100%, dude. Because as I've told you, I went for one semester. I'm over $20,000 in debt.
Yeah.
One semester.
Yeah, and I'm at the same amount as you for 3 years. So I don't know how that fucking works. And in 3 years, I didn't learn a single goddamn thing. I learned maybe 5 things that I didn't learn in fucking high school.
I'll tell you what I learned. I mean, I didn't even really learn it. All I did was I took the same English class 4 times. So I perfected what she needed done, and I did it perfectly. But it really helped me learn how to craft a story and tell a story. Because I wasn't paying attention all school. So I took the same English class 4 years, and it's a freshman English class. So you're learning the storytelling, the argumentative writing, the over and over and over 4 fucking times, or however many fucking times, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like the only thing I ever learned is what's going to actually help me, which is tell a story. So I bounced. That's not why I bounced, but it makes sense when you think about it. You're like, all right, I learned what I needed. That's good, actually. At least I learned something I could use. Well, so that's what I take out of it.
I looked at it like, I'd rather be doing what I want to do than what I have to do. My whole life, I've had to go to college. That's what I've been told by everybody. You got to go to college. If you want to be successful in life, you got to get a degree, and you got to get a good job with your degree. But, it's not what I've ever wanted to do. Like, I at certain points in my life, I wanted to be like an engineer or an accountant, but that was just like because I like building fucking Legos or, doing shit like that. So
I think we're so much alike in that, bro, at that avenue. Literally. Another reason why a lot of the shit we think about is the same. Like you said, you think something's either connected or our brains are kind of built the same or something, right? Because, like you're saying, that's literally the same fucking boat I'm in, And on dress, too. It's because we have the creative side of our brain is more active, bro. It's like what we want to do is not what everyone says we should do, because when we do that, we're the best at it for a year, and then we're so fucking devastated, depressed, and bored because your brain isn't actually putting an output that you want, which is creativeness. That makes you feel good. Whether it's trying to figure out how to make a podcast start, whether it's trying to figure out how to write, whether it's trying to figure out how to make a joke that works with your friends out into a set that's going to perform well to random people. Even that, like you're saying, you'll work as hard as possible to do that.
And it's not taxing on you.
No, it's so worth it to me. That's the point.
That's
it's
the
so worth
thing.
it.
You have to stay busy,
man.
But if you're staying busy doing shit you don't want to do, like going to college or working a shit job and it's taking up all that much of your time, you're not going to be happy. If you're staying busy doing shit like we're doing, that we like to do, you're just going to be happy.
And here's the thing, too, that I had to realize is that the things that you want to do, right, can't just be done. Unless you somehow have a life savings you're living off of. That's not fucking possible. What has to happen is you have to literally be prepared for the fucking grind of work and trying to do what we want to do simply because what we want to do is not work.
Yeah.
We have to create something,
We have to make it work.
Yeah, by work I mean your standard clock in job,
You don't get paid for this, right?
Exactly. Now. And for me, dude, the second I decided I'm not going to do drugs anymore, I'm going to not go to school, I'm going to do what I want to do, because I found what actually makes me not want to do the drugs, It's like, once I found that out, I realized, okay, I'm ready for it, but I'm not just ready for that journey. I'm ready to grind as hard as I possibly can because I know I'm going to have a job, an actual job that literally I hate for at least 5 to 10 years. For something, and that's if I get lucky in 5 to 10 years. I need to work as hard as I possibly can to make it done before that and get even luckier, so I'm not stuck doing a job that I hate for 10 years, like you're saying. I
mean, Andrew Schultz is my icon.
I just put my dad onto him, dude. I was like, listen, Dad, I talked to him a lot about like comedy and shit, you know. And I was like, listen, this guy is one of the young up and comers, and
he's entirely self-made.
Yes, and I was like, all these other old head comedians, they're not doing anything simply because they don't have to, right, or whatever. But this guy is creating something that's never been done yet. You know, Mark Norman followed him onto the YouTube thing. You know, like he's breaking the mold, and it's so inspiring for people like me and you because we're able to see the path he's creating.
He makes me like,
see what I'm saying?
When I think about him, I think about what can I do that's also different, because he did everything different. Nobody did YouTube. Dude. Nobody did this Instagram shit that he's doing, and
closest
he
one was
all that, and it's grown his audience so much, and it makes me think about like what I can do, what other avenues I can take.
Right. It actually pisses me off when I fucking miss an episode or something, because it's like, hey, you blamed it on life got crazy, but you said you were gonna be down for the challenge, so what's up? You know, that's why I was like, fuck. So I got two today, right?
When you missed your last podcast episode, right?
I just feel like shit because, like you're saying, you look at him, you know, you look at the people that are doing what you said you're gonna do. Why aren't you doing it? That's how I feel about myself sometimes, you know, and it fucking blows because I know what I know, and you know what you know. You know this is it, or whatever avenue, right? Like this is it, the creativeness, you know. So you're doing it, you know, and so I'm taking inspiration from you as well, dude. Not just him, like. Yeah, I did it first, but you're keeping me, like, not in it, but you're keeping me, what's the word?
Motivated?
No, driven? Not even motivated. Yeah, more driven, because I'm not like, oh, James is doing it, now I'm motivated. It's like, James is working as hard because he saw I was working hard. Why am I not working hard now?
Yeah, I mean,
that's what honestly, it is, man.
I don't want to start sucking each other's dicks here, but I wouldn't have
Please suck my dick.
I wouldn't have had the confidence to do any of this shit if I hadn't seen you do it, because I've wanted to be an actor since freshman year of high school.
I know you have, dude.
I've always wanted to act and shit. And then I seriously considered it when I was graduating. I seriously considered, I said, you know what, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to do this, and every opportunity I get, I'm going to try out in plays. I'm going to try out for films, short films, whatever I can do. And I did one play in my freshman year of college, and it killed me. I couldn't do it because of college and the thing, and it was unpaid work, and you know, it was work. So it really fucking killed my confidence in doing anything like that. I was like, well, I guess this is my life. I just gotta fucking grind, and then maybe when I graduate, maybe I can do something. But that's not how it has to be.
It isn't. It really isn't, dude. Because as long as
you can support yourself with a shitty job, as long as you are, you know, still working towards something better.
And if what you want is the job, then that's fine too, you know. But like you're saying, for us personally, it's not cutting it, you know.
I don't know. I don't know how people work at a 9-to-5 job.
I don't either, and they're totally okay with it, man. They'll come home so happy. They're so happy.
Just happy to be home.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, the thing is it's hard to say because I'm not like out chasing money, right? I didn't say I'm not going to go to college because it's not going to make me money. You know, I didn't say I want to do something that's new age because all these new age internet people are making money. I never did that. I literally just find joy in making people laugh, right? So I've come to terms with that it could not work out financially for me. But as long as I can just do something to make people laugh, bro, it's okay, you know? And after the whole, what's it been, 2 years now since I've been on this path, after the drugs, you know, I've had to grip with that it might not work how I want it to, but I need to be okay with at least just doing it because that's what's fun.
I have 2 goals. My first and primary goal is to get my shit started up and be able to support myself doing what I love doing.
Oh yeah,
not
baby.
make a ton of money,
just
be able to support myself, not worry about bills, not worry about tipping a waitress, not worry about anything like that. I just want to be able to support myself. But my secondary goal is, because you have to have this secondary goal, is to be the best.
That is true, of course.
I want to do theaters with 3,000 people. I want to have a podcast that millions of people listen to.
Right.
That is my secondary goal. But if I focus on that goal right now, I'm just going to fucking be depressed.
You're very right, dude. And honestly, maybe that's why I didn't even put it in my head, because I've not been on this path, but I've just enacted the steps that you're doing now just quite a long time ago already, you know?
Yeah.
And like I've been through these steps already, you know, without even wanting to, without anybody by my side, because nobody was doing it yet. Andres was still in school, you were still in school. Neither of you guys were happy. But what propelled me was literally like the drugs and not doing anything at all.
I think you have to go to school just a really low point in your life.
Literally, I hit the bottom, dog.
Yeah.
I hit the fucking bottom, and there's nothing lower than that. I had literally negatives, so many negatives accounts, dudes. You know, my parents didn't even want to like converse with me, you know?
Yeah.
My brother didn't want to hang out, like shit like that. I literally ruined my life, right? And so like once I reached that, I was like, I don't know what really switched, because it wasn't just like a one day thing. It wasn't like a week period. I don't know what happened. It just happened, right? But I realized like, okay, nothing's really as bad as that. Mm-hmm. And that perspective fleets sometimes, you know.
Of course.
And very unfortunately too, because I sometimes have to be put into the perspective again to where it's like, yo, you had $0 and a dick in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing?
I don't think Elijah actually had a dick in his mouth.
No, I had $0 though, you know, and I was so fucked. It's just like, you're so at the bottom, right? So like right now, you know, yeah, you got to grind at UPS at 2 a.m, but a year from then, you'll be working in a grocery store in air conditioning and heat. Yeah. And I didn't know that, you know, but the trials and errors of just taking the time, you know? And so what I'm trying to say is that you're fucking here now, finally. Same with Andres. You guys are here. You're with me. It's going to take some time, fellas,
it
but...
takes an epiphany, man.
It really
literally takes an epiphany to change your...
It feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Even though everybody's telling you no, and even though it's kind of scary on Wednesdays or whatever day your scary day is. Because I know you have one. Every couple weeks or whatever, you'll have a scary fucking day. And you'll be like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, what am I doing, man?
Why am I not in school? What's going on? Where is everybody? What's going on? All right, type shit, you know? So... like, I'm just happy you're fucking here, dude, you know? I'm happy you've had the fucking epiphany and you're just sending it, because it's gonna suck, it's gonna suck, bro, but if you're game, and I know you're game, it can't get any worse than this, because you're at least doing what you want to do.
Yeah, you know? And I think that's what's most important, is just doing what you want to do, man. Anything else? What do we...
I mean, I could talk about everything and anything, you know I can.
Give me your next topic.
My next topic?
Yes.
Well, listen, I want, like, I've been trying to talk to you about like our creativeness and the writing of bits and stuff like that, and actually how we're doing this comedy thing so without any background knowledge or anything really of how to do it, or the podcast thing, or whatever you do personally, right? I want to know what your strategies are, how you're doing it right now. You know, what have you found that's working for you right now? I want to know that.
My basic plan is to just, you know, the thing I think about every day is just like, don't give up. Like, you know, you're probably going to put out maybe even 100 episodes where people just really don't listen to them. I'm sure like only, you know, our close friends are listening to this right now.
Real quick, one of my last episodes, just 17 views. That's it. It's okay, but just 17.
And and every day I tell myself, you know, don't focus on that right now. Like, just focus on getting a solid foundation, doing the podcast, writing bits as much as I can, so that when all this shit opens up, I can actually start going out there. And my plan is to just, you know, not get discouraged. Like, that is, like, legitimately my only plan. Grind and don't get discouraged.
It's very hard, dude, not to keep your eye on the light of the tunnel. Allie has to ground me a lot, and she's like, I wish you could just see that the light is right at the edge, you know? Yeah. Prospectively, of course, because the edge for me could be 2 feet in front of you, you know, so, or a mile, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's a great answer you had. I meant it more as like, how are you taking ideas that you have, whether it be in a conversation me and you have, or that you just randomly thought of, and how are you doing your best to make it into a full-length bit? What are your steps? I'm still working that out, really, because I feel like, you know, everything I've written has been, you know... half-baked?
Yeah, it's just, you have an idea in your head and it'll make you fucking laugh. And then you go to write it down and you're like, something's not right about it. And so I think it's a combination of ego. We've talked about that, where you're trying to make yourself sound funny when you write.
Yeah.
And that just...
and it ruins it.
It kind of tricks your head. So now I've been kind of focusing on going back to, like, actual writing, like writing in school.
As far as like a structure type
well,
shit,
like
topic
where you
sentence.
start with a main idea. And also something that's really helped me is that I heard somebody, I don't remember who said it, but when you're writing a bit or writing an idea or short film, start where you start. Because in your head, you don't normally start out an idea like, that's a good how point. You guys doing, blah, 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 blah. And you don't really have this intro in your head. You just think of something funny.
And then build around it, huh?
And in the past, I've been trying to write the intro to that and then get there.
Buddy, that's exactly what I'm doing.
So now I'm trying to just write that funny thing and build around it. Exactly like you said. And I think that might help a little bit. I mean, you know, I'm still really just starting out. I don't have that many writings and shit.
Me neither, buddy. I've got, if anything, I have a lot more points rather than things transcribed into that, because I'm stuck on... I keep trying to, like, for example, this one right here that I have written, you know, it's a good couple pages, and it's actually something that I feel like I want to use to work on, right? Mm-hmm. So I did it, but the way I did it is how you just explained. I had an idea, and I said, okay, let's start from the top, and I just started the intro, started from the top, and I created a story. But I felt like there was times where I was like forcing something, you know?
Exactly.
And it's because, like you're saying, I'm creating the intro, then getting to what I thought of, and then the ending when I think I need to go my point and then see what I can branch from it. Maybe start there and then work towards the end, or start there and work backwards maybe to the beginning. Mm-hmm. Is that what you're saying? Or
yeah, essentially. And I think another thing is, you know, time, experience,
right.
and not forcing it. So I'll write something funny, and if I can't think of, if I realize that I'm forcing myself to try and come up with other shit, I'll just stop.
Just move on from it?
I'll just stop, and I'll look at my other bits and see what can I add instead of focusing on this one thing, and that'll help me. And then experience, dude. I mean, we're 20, 21 years old.
Dude, I've only had 2 live performances on stage, and then Corona happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know shit.
You know, just funny fucking things that people say, like, you know, I heard. Oh, God. Joey Diaz, I was listening to him today. He said fucking gorilla biscuits.
Gorilla biscuits.
I was just like, how do you come up with that? And it's just experience and
right.
hearing people say dumb, funny shit that you remember. And like, that's somewhere we got to get to as well. So what I'm trying to do is be more open to new experiences and shit. Mm-hmm. Talk to people. Fucking do whatever I can to just get material.
I have, like, it's so fucking hard, dude, is the thing. Mm-hmm. It's just fucking hard because, like, I know when I write something down, not all of them, but when I write something sometimes, I know this one is fucking hilarious. It's just the way I said it to my girlfriend that didn't get her to laugh, you know? So those are the ones that I feel like I ruined by forcing it because I feel so confident that this one was fucking funny, you know?
I try not to.
And so I just leave it. And I forget about it, like you had said. Mm-hmm. But instead of trying to make it or see my other bits to tie them in, mm-hmm. I don't do that.
I don't not necessarily tying them in, but my setup is a Word document, and each page I have a bit with a title.
Right.
Not necessarily a title, but like a premise. So I'm working on a bit. College is a scam. College is like a scam. Mm-hmm. So on the top in capital letters, college is a scam, and I have a few funny things that I've thought about written out. And if I'm writing on that, and all of a sudden I'm like, you know, I'm stalled out, I'll go up to my other bit. I got a bit about a spider that was like landed on my fucking shoulder. It was the craziest fucking thing ever. It was on my shoulder for like 5 minutes while I was driving in.
That's the fat lady singing, baby.
But yeah, so I'll go and focus on those other things instead of trying to force it. And I think forcing it is what makes people just fizzle out.
We should try doing it together, running ideas off each other sometime. As in, what's it called? Not a study group, but like what's it called when in class when they're like, all right, we're gonna have a write-in or something after school. Everybody comes in and just writes for a couple hours or whatever. What's that called? Brendan Schaub does that with his tour mates.
Really?
Yeah, Andrew Schultz. They all conspire with each other.
Idea to just get us to sit down and
like, hey, bud, this is my bit. You thinking you got a little funny joke I can add on to the end of this, or you'll hear what I'm writing. You're like, dude, that's funny, but if you were to just switch this word, maybe I can provide you some of that type of exposure as well, and you can give it to me too. Because I know. A lot of these comedians work off each other, dude. They're in the store together. They'll go tell a joke. They're set. They'll come down. You got Joey Diaz being like, hey, cocksucker, that's funny, but say whore. You know? That's what we don't have because we're doing it so solo. But why don't we do it together sometime?
I mean, that could definitely work. And when these clubs open up and we actually can get on stage,
I cannot wait.
That's going to be definitely. I mean, I'm going to all your sets. I'm assuming you're going to go to most of my sets.
Dude, well, the thing is I invited you guys all every fucking time, those 2 times, you know? I'm like, let's do it because I know you, dude. I know you've been trying to do the fucking improv. That's what I had my head on because you didn't, you know, it was like, what, a year ago or something last year?
Yeah.
I was like, I need James at these improv shows at the Reno Improv Place.
Yeah.
So you see the improv and you're excited.
Yeah.
But you figured out you'll just coach the improv, you fucking asshole.
I am going to coach some high school kids in improv here pretty soon when I move back down to Vegas. So we'll see how that goes.
Don't buy anything off Wayfair if you're talking about students.
Ayo. Let's talk about that, man. That is crazy.
That was dude. It was. I think I explained this to you. There's only been 2 conspiracies that I have seen in my life that brought like tears to my eyes just because of how weird it was. Mm-hmm. And it was when I first in my life discovered what not the KKK, the Illuminati was. Mm-hmm. And then, was that even a thing? Everybody just says it is.
It is.
Well, whatever, right? The Freemason shit. That and this conspiracy, bro. Because
it's very weird.
It's so fucking weird, dude.
And
How about, in case anybody hasn't seen it, let me just say, you explain it. This is your podcast. You give a fucking recap of the Wayfair.
So
just
basically, it started out as a tweet from this girl. And honestly, when I first saw this tweet, I thought it was BS because she just posted these 4 pictures. There was only one picture of the Wayfair website, and it had 2 completely different cabinets. She didn't show anything else except 2 different cabinets. They looked different, and they had different names, and I noticed that they were overpriced.
Were the cabinets based off the children's race?
Yes, that was another thing. I'm getting there. Not race. Not race.
You just said you were getting there.
I'm getting to the other shit though. And I just saw they were overpriced, and then she had other picture sets that were of missing kids, and their names matched the names on the cabinets. And I thought, well, that might just be a coincidence. That might
so tight coincidence to me.
And I thought it was very weird that the cabinets were that high priced, but I was like, well,
I never buy cabinets.
I'm not really seeing anything right now.
Yeah.
And then you see more shit like throw pillows that are priced at $9,000, shower curtains,
and they all only have one in stock.
Yes, and they're all different names, and that's when I was like,
like Billy Todd, Jeffrey Tyler.
Yeah, like
no, they're actually more unique names. But
yeah, they're
straight up called that essentially. Yes,
I'm pretty sure
there was one I remember specifically named Precious because it auto-filled the child's. If this video is true, of course. This woman screen recorded the Wayfair and she purchased one. She went to purchase it to put it into her account, one of these cabinets. Did you see this video?
No.
Okay, she went onto one of the cabinets, an $18,000 one. It was named whatever the fuck, right? The child's name. She clicked it. She went to add to cart. When she went to put in her information, it auto-filled this name into the first name of Precious Hiller or something, right? She copied and pasted that name into the Google search, and it legitimately was a missing child's name. In the thread, of course, there were opposing views. They said this isn't a true video. I agree with let's take down Wayfair, but this video isn't true. So I don't know if the video is true or not. But if it was, dude, it auto-filled a missing child's name.
Yeah, you said something interesting to me that made me think that obviously Wayfair is probably not selling kids. Like I think we can make that safe assumption that Wayfair itself is not kidnapping kids and selling them.
I don't believe no.
But you said to me that whoever is doing this, whoever is kidnapping children and selling them, is just using Wayfair as a money laundering site.
That's what I believe. Yeah. After seeing some more of those conspiracy threads, I feel like that's a more legit one. Because a lot of people were trying to dox the Wayfair VP or president or where the fuck the highest person in charge of a business is. What is it, the CEO, CWC, CNC, WWE? Why do they have all these random ass names for people? Just tell me if you're the big boss. Anyways, they tried to dox the owner and shit, and she's just this lady who does a lot of charitable work and shit. I personally don't believe she's sex trafficking children. I think her company is being used, like you said, for money laundering, buddy. Just like Mattress Firm and fucking all these mattress companies. You know that theory, right?
Oh, the mattress. Yeah, the mattress.
Dude, that's a weird one, bro.
That one doesn't make.
Because everybody buys their mattresses from the swap meet, unless it's just me and my family.
Swap meet?
Every mattress I've ever owned has been from the swap meet.
Are those used mattresses?
No, buddy.
I don't know what a swap meet is.
Really? Flea market. You know what a flea market is?
Ish.
It's the same thing, but just, I guess, more Mexican culture. That's why they call it swap meet, I guess. That's the ones I've been to.
Is it used goods, or is it
it's... Fuck. It's like a farmer's market, but everything. Groceries, car parts. Dude, you have to... I can't believe you've never been to a swap meet before. That's wild.
I've been, but I still don't understand what it is.
It's just a bunch of people that set up, it could be tents, it could be booths, everything, and they just sell shit. And they make their nut for their week on these 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of the swap meet. And people just go and buy shit, bro, and it's really cool. It's like communal, Everybody's just there. They're selling their shit they created, they made, or they bought and are reselling to you, and it's really cool. I can't believe you've never been to one.
I've been to one. I think I went with Ashton and Lane's.
Oh yeah, no, we went all together, and that's the exact same swap meet that I go to.
And it was
Vegas.
fun, but it felt like a festival, and I didn't see any mattresses.
Oh, you didn't see the mattresses? That's okay. You went to the right side.
Okay, so here's the statement from Wayfair spokeswoman Susan Freshett.
Susan Boyle? You said?
Susan Freshett. She told Fox Business, "There is, of course, no truth to these claims that Wayfair is involved with human trafficking."
However, she says, I'm just kidding.
But What do you? How is that all that she said?
If that's all she said, it's not sus, but it's definitely not
Here's
helpful.
another statement. Recognizing that the photos and descriptions provided by the supplier did not adequately explain the high price point, we have temporarily removed the products from site and to rename them and to provide a more in-depth description and photos that accurately depict the product to clarify the price point.
That's why...
What that tells me is that it was literally one picture of a cabinet with no description, no nothing, except for the child's name and that high price.
Yeah.
Which, if this woman is saying there's no truth to these claims, that's like fucking utter bullshit. Like, how are you going to jump to that automatically?
But also say
moron.
that they took them down because it didn't match the price point, didn't match everything. So she's essentially saying it's true.
If you're taking them down, obviously there's a problem.
She's saying there's a problem, but saying that she doesn't think there's a problem. Yeah. That's why it goes to my theory of that it's not my theory, I didn't create it, but it goes to the theory of that it's money laundering.
I think they don't want to be responsible for it.
Yeah, because they're like, yo, somebody was doing this shit, but I didn't know it was on our account. Because also it's all over eBay, Amazon, it's all over.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
$10,000 dildos. Like,
it's crazy. It's
hey, why are they choosing cabinets and shit though, bro? You could pick nothing else, and it's the shittiest fucking cabinets ever, bro. Like, hey, here's the thing.
Like
here's the thing.
As fuck white cabinets.
That's what I'm saying. It's a human. Put a fucking nice Versace belt or something, bro. It's a human, man. You're gonna put these shitty ass fucking cabinets.
You're making these humans cabinets, man.
I know, and also give them a little bit more room. 3-door cabinet. Come on, I've seen it all.
Were very small.
I've seen them all over middle school. 3-door cabinets.
I'm gonna be honest. When I first saw it, I was like, "Wait, so people are buying cabinets and they have people in them?" That's what I thought it was. But.
Dude, a lot of the fuckers were thinking that too in these threads I was watching. They're like, so they're just delivering a child in a cabinet to your home? Why does the UPS guy do that?
And then I saw the throw pillow and I was like, oh, there's no way they fit a kid in there.
I will say yeah, you just have a bunch of Brad Williams and shit in there. That's fucking jokes. Bro, literally though, it's like these cabinets too, the thing that really confused me was that it's $15,000 for a cabinet? Like you say, $20,000 for a throw
It's almost
pillow?
half the price of a Tesla.
It is half the fucking price, bro. That's sad. For half the price of a Tesla, you can buy a child.
Wow. Okay.
And a shitty cabinet. Don't forget the shitty cabinet that comes with free of purchase.
You might get a shitty cabinet.
Hey, that is the good. Wait, I kind of want the cabinet. Am I able to buy the child, return the child, keep the cabinet? They are nice cabinets.
Return the child.
Yeah, to its family. That's its family. Wants to go home. I love the child, but that cabinet's
a lot of the kids that are being kidnapped are actually those kids that are being kept in
those those detained centers.
Camps.
That's it, dude. It gets dicey.
And then you got to think about who's getting those kids out.
And here's the thing:
ICE officials.
No, but here's
government sponsored.
Dude, here's the thing that ties it all together. The Jeffrey Epstein case that's going on. All of a sudden, you got Wayfair kids. You got all the adults, the powerful people and shit that were fucking with kids with him and shit. Now we're seeing these kids. The ICE detention kids are gone. Leave the fucking kids alone, man.
Yeah.
It's all tied together with kids.
People are so fucking sick.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So fucking sick.
It's disgusting, bro. It's like beyond. It's so foul. It's like bottom level of fucked, bro.
Yeah.
I feel terrible because literally imagine when you were a kid. Yeah, you probably were like in the moment you're like, I hate my mom because you got a buzz cut and you're white and you punched holes and shit, drink Monster. Anyways, imagine if you were just like, I hate my kidnapped.
Yeah.
No, what you gained was perspective at the age of 6. That is terrible. You gained perspective that humans are evil, bro. At 6? That's so sad, bro.
It's a very fucked up.
It's very sad,
man. But what do you think is gonna happen with Ghislaine Maxwell?
I literally am fucking hoping and praying she does not die, because I think, dude, that a lot of bad people need to be outed, man, for fucking kids.
For sure.
What? Like,
sure.
Hey, if there's ever a time to bring the cancel culture to its peak, it's the people that are fucking kids.
But you know what? We haven't heard anything
from nobody.
Besides that she's been arrested, we haven't seen a
we heard she got COVID.
we haven't seen a mugshot.
Nope.
We haven't heard that she gave a statement. We don't know where she is.
Well, that's good, though, because if she really... The word on the street is that I heard, and by street, I mean internet, is that she is actually making a deal to name people. And so she's probably on a bigger watch list than Jeffrey Epstein was, hopefully.
Well, I mean,
knows?
the point I'm making is that we don't know.
Oh.
I mean, maybe we could find it out, but we don't know.
Have you ever...
The powerful people who want to kill her, they know.
Have you ever seen the play Hamilton?
I've never seen it.
Okay, well, you're fucking sleeping. If it's on Disney Plus, you're gonna sign into my ESPN Plus. You'll get into the Disney Plus as well. Same.
I'm probably not gonna watch it. I already have.
Whatever, dude. Fine. You don't fucking watch it. But there's a whole part of it where, you know, Alexander Hamilton signed these things and did all these things to create the debt that we have, all the banking systems. But nobody was in the room where it happened. It's a whole song. Nobody was in the room where it happened. The whole entire everything that created the banking system of America. Nobody was in the room where it fucking happened. It was between Alexander Hamilton and two Confederate soldier leaders. Okay? How was nobody in the room? Now we have no idea how our banking is set up. Who has the money? Where is the money? Does it even fucking exist? He knows, but in 17 whatever the fuck, you know? So now it's 2020, and we're in the same situation to where nobody was in the fucking room because what's happening? I don't know. They know, and something's gonna happen, but nobody was in the room.
And that's something.
That's what's weird, dude.
That's something I've been thinking about recently. Is that, you know, America is probably one of the freest countries and most. What's the word I'm looking for?
Hey, don't say blanketly free though, because it's really perspective, buddy.
I know, but I'm making a point here.
Okay, sorry.
Like for the average, you know, global citizen,
Right.
I mean, everybody comes to America. It's the hub of, you know, free speech and free commerce, right?
True.
But what we don't often think about, I know we've been going for a minute.
Yeah, I gotta roll soon.
What we don't often think about is we are under the control of the government.
No matter what you think or say.
And the government is people with power. And people with power want to keep their power. And the government teaches us public education. We don't... How much of the shit that we've been taught is actually true? I mean, we know that shit in history books that they teach us. When we get older, we learn the actual stories, and they often deviate from what was in the history books.
Right.
So we really don't know, you know, everything.
Exactly.
We think that, you know, there's checks and balances and all this shit, but is there? Or is that something that we've been told?
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good point. And also, it ties into this point too, bro. It's like, you're taught it all, right? And then it always seems like it's the college people who are the most liberal. It's because they're learning that everything they were taught was fucking what? That's not true? Wait a minute. So they'll start to create their own thoughts and ideas, but then, 20 years later, they're just different. It's a saying. Show me a... what's the saying? Show me a conservative without... No, show me a liberal without... What is it? Say
if you're a liberal... If you're a conservative when you're young, you're cold-hearted. You have no heart.
And if you're
a liberal when you're old, you have no
brain. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a saying that has been. It's a saying simply because people have said it for years. So it's something that is repeatable. It's happening. Why does that happen? You don't have the answer, I'm sure, but why?
That's the problem with binaries, dude. Because I don't consider myself a liberal or a conservative.
Oh, I was like, you consider yourself male or female?
I consider myself a free thinker, man. I don't consider myself Democrat or Republican.
Me neither,
I consider
buddy.
myself independent. I think both Democrats and Republicans are shitters. They all have power, they all have money, and they all want to keep that power and money. They don't want to give it to the people. You think Joe Biden wants to give you fucking health care? You think Joe Biden cares about if you live or die? He fucking doesn't. He fucking doesn't.
And if he does, it doesn't matter because when you become a president, you switch from being a person to a political person now. Yeah. You're a figure.
Yeah.
You see? So he could care. It doesn't matter, though, because the presidential character, the presidential figure, when you are that, can't care. They can say they do, but I don't personally feel like a lot of them do because you're running a country.
Yeah.
So they're probably like, oh, God, they're dying. But wait, Russia might shoot us? Or Mexico might shoot us? Or our own country might civil war? Like, who knows what the fuck goes on? So it's just weird, dude.
I mean, we're all fucking being
weird.
Oppressed by the police. I mean, not
very
all,
weird.
You know.
Exactly, and also they're just oppressing the media about the protests that are showing the oppression. It's like, what the fuck is happening, dude?
The media controls society's
I don't get
thoughts,
it.
and the government controls the media.
Nobody controls mine besides nicotine and weed.
But for the average person, you're swayed by CNN or MSNBC, right?
It's sad, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Where do you get yours? BBC or Australia?
I listen to The Economist. It's a British publication that just does global news, and it's just like little short blurbs. Because I used to listen to NPR because I thought, you know, that was the most unbiased, but then it's still fluff. It's still propaganda. It's still bullshit. It's literally so hard to find news that isn't propaganda.
And what I have found is it's across seas. They'll shit on us if we're doing something stupid. They'll shit on themselves if they're doing something stupid. That's what I've seen from the two that I'll go to see Australia or BBC. What originally drew me to them was obviously I love their accents, right, when I was in middle school or whatever. But then I started realizing once I got older, I was like, why are they saying different news than we have? doesn't make sense.
Well, yeah, it's weird, man.
It's a question that nobody realizes. Why is their news different than ours?
And they'll tell us, they say real shit. Like, I heard today some shit about Roger Stone and all that shit with Trump, which I never really understood in the first place. But they talked about it because something developed recently, like yesterday. And they talked about it. I haven't heard any. I follow a bunch of news sites on Instagram. They haven't tweeted anything or
I just heard about this as well.
But I don't hear any other mainstream American news places talking about this. I only heard it from this independent global news.
I think I'm wrong. I don't even think I've heard about it, dude. So that's
the last thing I had heard about it before this was months ago, back when the president like pardoned him or some shit.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll fart in that guy's fucking mouth right now.
Yeah, I don't know what he did, but
I don't either. But I'll fart in his fucking mouth.
Yeah,
let me fart in your mouth.
I'll pass, man. My dog will fart in your mouth though. My dog be cranking them.
Oh, your dog's dying from the inside out. Dude, when dogs are actually getting to the end of their life, their farts are literally death from the inside out. Like, it's so sad. You love your dog. It's your best friend. And then all of a sudden they start shitting everywhere when they're about to die.
Okay, let's before we end this, I want to continue my little thing that I did and look up something new.
Let's do it. Can you adjust your mic, buddy? Moved it over. I don't want you.
Yeah. Sorry about that, audience. Whoever's listening, undress.
Sorry about that, undress.
Let's look up. What did I look up last time? I looked up
nanobites. Oh, that was me and you.
I looked up new inventions, I think.
Yeah, I heard you tell me. You told me about the fucking solar panel street or some shit.
Isn't that so cool?
Solar power driveway.
See, look at this. The names.
So do these have patents on them already? What is it? Is it just did it just pass brainstorm? What's going on here?
I think it is
because he's on ideaconnection.com. It seems like a porn site.
Finds the inventions, innovations, and products that we think will most stimulate and interest you, and posts them here every day. If you have spotted any new inventions or innovations you think we should add to the list, blah, fuck you.
Dude, what about my invention?
What is your invention?
Backwards dick sucker. Sorry.
What happens there?
I can't tell you. You have to try it. Suck your dick from the back. You ever had that?
Still working on the patent?
Don't tell anybody.
Let's
Blast-proof cubes? That's weird. It's just 3D printed.
Bone-bending impact, vapor voltage, amplify your look, your pocket.
Wearable air conditioning unit.
That was the one I looked at last time.
Nuclear jawbreakers. Nuclear power is the perfect alternative to fossil fuel. Not only is it nuclear energy cleaner, it is also much more efficient in energy production. However, nuclear meltdowns are man-made cataclysms with devastating consequences. But these tiny radioactive jawbreakers... Oh, it's not the jawbreaker candy.
Oh, yeah.
You fucking cucks. Say not the candy on the outs. Oh, we're on you know what? We are on an invention page.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's what you had said. I never got to see the picture of it. The controlling your motions.
Let me show you.
Controlling your
It literally looks like a bike lock.
Yo, you seen X-Man, the guy that has the lasers on his
Cyclops?
eyes? Yeah, it looks like he puts that over him. And that guy looks like the guy that said, I can fix that.
I can fix that.
It was just his hat that looked like it, I'm going to be honest.
Seeing without eyes.
Okay, that doesn't make sense, but let's hear it.
15 years after losing her sight, Bernadetta.
Bernadette. Greta Thunberg.
No, that's definitely not. Bernardetta Gomez is able to recognize lights and play a basic video game via a brain implant that signals straight to her brain's visual cortex.
What game could you play? The one that just moves the fucking bottom down and just bounces a ball up?
Pong?
Yeah, she just plays Pong, bro.
Man, I want to find something like actually cool.
Why don't you type in AI advancements?
Okay, let's
see the most advanced AI thing or something.
I have something cool. I was at Walmart yesterday, and we were just walking through the what's it called, cosmetics section, and all of a sudden, this fucking 6 foot tall robot on wheels.
Oh, the cleaner one?
No, it wasn't a cleaner. It wasn't cleaning.
Was it like white?
It was white and tall.
I've seen it.
And it was moving through the aisles, and everybody, me and this black lady, really connected over it. We were like, "What the fuck is this, bro?" And
it made you get out the way, huh?
Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck? Like, what?" And
runs your toes over and shit.
It was so crazy looking, and it just went from aisle to aisle, and it was like scanning inventory, dude. It was so weird.
That's fucking odd.
And it made me think of like, wow, that was somebody's job once. AI advancements. We'll get this done, and then we'll get you out of here, big boy. Artificial intelligence news. I don't know if this is going to be...
Forgot today was Monday.
Yeah.
That was Sunday.
This AI shit's not working out.
Well, I can tell you what you can look up. Elijah Tejas Hell's Bells on YouTube. It's me playing guitar in a band when I was 12.
Everybody look that up. And listen to it.
It's called Elijah Tejas Hell's Bells. Telles.
And he's a great guitar player.
I wasn't that good. I did have a solo, though.
Let's talk about...
Your research histories. No, nothing's wrong with them. They're normal.
I don't know, dude. This was a lot easier last time, looking for something new and interesting.
Mm-hmm. You probably feel...
Oops.
Oh, I wanted to really chat with you about why it's so hard to quit smoking weed, dude. That sucks. Yeah, we're going to have to do that next round.
Man, this shit sucks.
That's okay, but I can fart on the mic if you want.
Well, yeah, I guess our new invention for the week will be that fucking crazy robot that took away somebody's job.
I can tell you an invention that I thought.
What?
I was with my family when I was really young, and I swear to God, this is a true story, dude. I created in my head, I was like, what about this idea, guys? It's a bowl of cereal, but there's a divider so you can have milk and cereal, so you can... And there's a little door or whatever, so you can have a little bit of milk, a little bit of cereal. Just something unneeded, but that could help you out.
That, you fucking milk whore.
Yeah, I thought about it, right? And my parents were like, oh, that's stupid, right? Just pour a little bit of milk in and you're fine. Dude, we went on a plane and in one of those Sky magazines, it was in there. Yeah. Somebody had already thought of it and they'd done it before. But I organically thought of the idea. My parents said it was shit. Turns out, probably $1 million at least made off of it.
You might have had that, dude. You might have had that.
So that's cool, huh?
Yeah. I'm just going to give this one last shot.
Go ahead, bud.
Try a different website.
You could try the new inventions of like 1989, or this is an idea. You don't have to do it, but whoever's on your pod, you can try new inventions from the year they were born. That's fucking cool. Like, what was born in your year?
What was born in my year?
I'm dumb as shit. Was I saying born the whole time?
Inventions? I have no idea. Inventions from 1999. That's the year I was born.
The BlackBerry 850. Who wants to be a millionaire? See, this is cool as fuck. You can see what was fucking invented in the year of your guest.
Oh my god, the BlackBerry 850. What the fuck is that? That looks like a pager, dude.
Dude, and the Tesla can drive itself now? Look at that phone.
Oh, this is one of those websites that make
you got to keep clicking all of it?
Every time you want to fuck.
Leave it.
No, I think I was onto something there.
The homie's on standby, he says, whatever that means, so.
Okay. Oh, Sharif.
I think he means by work or something. I don't know.
Everybody make sure, if you're still listening to this fucking nonsense, make sure you tune in to Loosey Goosey with Lie. He's going to have a great episode coming up with his buddy Sharif. It's going to be super interesting.
I hope it is. It might not be. I could just take a shit.
It's going to be good. Everybody go watch it. It's going to be great.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. If you come over and you fucking enjoy it, please listen to the episodes with James on them. So fun. Those are good ones. I get the most response from the ones you're on, not gonna lie.
Oh, really?
Oh, all of them. Besides the one I had with Ashton.
Me and you, oh yeah, Ashton's was good, but it was also, poignant and topical.
Very topical, yes. But me and you, all of ours are, I think, higher than 70 views or whatever. Yeah, because all our conversations are just so natural.
Yeah.
And then the other ones that the only other ones that I've had with other people, I mean, Allie's was natural, but Ashton was the only other guest, right? And that was pretty topical. But
Ashton's a great promoter. He has a lot of friends that'll listen to him.
Oh, dude, Ashton's he's so, his reach is so far on anything.
Shout out to Ashton.
Shout out to Ashton, big time.
All right, let's take a look at this one. Smart toothbrush. This is going to be our last thing for the day.
All right, let's hear it.
You have to brush your teeth, so why not get it done as quickly as possible? A new gadget called the Unico Smart Brush will help you do just that. It cleans your teeth in 3 seconds flat.
What? I can't even come that fast.
Literally.
It's so fast, bro.
That is very fast. And all you have to do is place it in your mouth. The Smart Brush is basically a mouth guard that's packed with rotating electric toothbrush heads. So a mouth guard like that you'd wear in football, except it has a toothbrush on the inside of it. Whoa.
That's actually pretty innovative, bro.
Toothpaste automatically squirts onto each brush, and then the brushes get busy cleaning every surface of your teeth.
And it's just 3 seconds.
3 seconds? The toothbrush even sprays out mouthwash from tiny nozzles to make sure your tongue gets clean too?
Sounds like something to smile about.
Wow, that's the tagline. Sounds like something to smile about.
I read it, though.
The video is literally 2 seconds long, too. Whoa. I need this.
It's just
I hate brushing my teeth.
clean.
It's such a hassle.
2 minutes? Agree.
2 minutes out of my day to brush my teeth, because I do it right when I get out of the shower.
Oh, what I do to make the time go by faster is I just I have Mein Kampf remembered in my head, and I just read it fast. And if I can get it done quickly, that's 2 minutes. I'm just shitting around.
Is that yours? Not good. Oh, but dude, this is funny. Fucking sick. I'm so glad we found this.
Smart toothbrush. You're literally gonna buy it.
I literally will if I ever see it. That is so sick.
Is it a startup?
Let's see when it's gonna be available. Unico Smart Toothbrush.
It's $50 on Google. Oh, that's all fake. That's not real.
Yeah. The last video was from 2017, so it either died or it's here.
I think it died.
I think it died.
Just never got picked up.
Man.
Well, because that guy looks terrified in the picture of using it.
It does look very...
This guy's mouth is wide open. It looks like he has a vape just hanging from his fucking mouth.
Yeah, it looks like you're about to eat a cell phone or something.
It literally looks like a flip phone, bro. Just blocked into his mouth. This guy's scratching his head like, what the fuck, 3 seconds? Holy shit.
Oh, this was updated last month. Let's see what it said. Update...
Oh, look, the updates are right there.
Oh, update March 31st. Okay, here we go. Limited updates or shipment appear to have been made by the team at Unico. What updates have been made appear to lack detail and clarity.
So it reminds me of Wayfair.
There appears not to be any method to order this, and we continue to recommend avoiding this.
Avoiding the product?
I guess. They don't...
Oh, look at update from September 27th of 2019. Information from backers confirmed that Unico has been subject to even more delays, but backers have begun receiving products.
It would appear Unico have shipped a slightly modified mouthpiece-style toothbrush that anyone can buy for less than $20 on certain online marketplaces. So that's a pretty good price. If I can get that for less than $20,
it's worth it even if it breaks.
They just need to develop that shit, man. Woo! That's everybody, awesome. Yeah, get that Unico Smart Brush. 3 seconds to clean the teeth.
I'm not promoting it. I'm just kidding.
Fuck promoting it, man. This is my podcast.
I actually gotta go now. Unico, see ya.
Well, everybody.
That's fucking funny.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of The Tasty Burger. Email the show at thetastyburgerpod@gmail.com. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions for Elijah. I'll relay them and then not tell you the answer.
Don't say anything about me being colorblind. You said you're not going to relay the answer to me? You fucking asshole.
Just going to keep it in my own head.
Dude, is this going to be an inside joke between you and your fans just roasting my ass? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes, please email into the show and roast his ass. Follow the podcast on Instagram and Twitter. We have both of those. And make sure to subscribe to the YouTube and hit that bell, baby.
Can I give a little promo?
Yeah, Elijah, hit it up with what you got going on.
Oh, baby, please check out my podcast every now and then. You don't have to do it every time, just every now and then. Drop in every, 2-3 weeks or so. A listen or two now and then over there on Loosey Goosey with Lie at SoundCloud. I got an Instagram. I don't have a Twitter or YouTube like you, though, buddy.
You got to get that set up, man.
Yeah, like I said, my internet reach is as long as my cock, 3 inches. That's me, though, so... Thanks for having me on, dude. It was really fun.
Dude, what a great episode.
So excited to do another one on yours.
So fun. Yes. I can't wait to do our fight review, bro.
Let's go, baby.
It's going to be so legit. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for listening to this really long episode. And,
I love you so much.
I will catch you guys next week. Bye-bye.